Greetings from Jacksonville, Florida in the USA. My name is Brandon Sharpeed and I'm the Executive Director of the Management and Organizational Behavior Teaching Society. Now, for those that already know me, welcome back to another MOBTS event. We're glad to have you. For those that don't know me, and this is your first MOBTS event, well, welcome. This is the inaugural MOBTS Oceania conference, the first of what we anticipate being many. So we look forward to being an integral part of that moving forward. Now, this conference will be like many of the virtual conferences that you've had over the past year, unfortunately, due to COVID, in terms of its structure and utilizing Zoom. What will be different, though, is the content. This is a highly experiential conference, even in a virtual setting. So keep that in mind as both being a presenter and an attendee within these sessions. We do expect and anticipate a high level of participation and experiential nature within these sessions. Now, before I go any further, I do want to thank the committee that has put together this fantastic program and even the concept, the idea of moving forward with this. This idea of an Oceania affiliate was born out of our University of Canterbury conference in Christchurch, New Zealand this past February 2020, right before COVID took over everything and shut everything down. So we were so fortunate to do that because without that, the seed would not have been planted in order to allow this Oceania affiliate to flourish. That committee consists of Kevin Lowe, Patricia Hubbard, Stuart Middleton, Shakira Moss, Bronte Vanderhorn, Janice Wardrop, and Sarah Wright. Thank you, each and every one of you, for allowing us to get this ball rolling and seeing where this Oceania affiliate leads to. Now, MOBTS has been around for 48 years. And in those 48 years, this will mark our 56th conference that we put on. So this is nothing new to us. There are not many organizations out there, especially in the area of pedagogy and experiential learning, that can say that they have been around for 56 conferences. So again, we are very thankful that you're a part of that. Now, without further ado, really what we're here for, if this were a physical conference, I would be contacting you and emailing you with things along the lines of what we might call a pre-arrival handbook. And really what it is the insights and the nuts and bolts and the expectations and the culture and the norm and all that stuff that you would be anticipating when you get onto our campus when we have our face-to-face conferences. But seeing that this is a virtual conference, what we're going to be doing here is a little bit more digital. So the main thing I want to go over with you here today are our security features, and that is essentially what is going to dictate how you pre-register for your sessions within Zoom. Now, we are utilizing Zoom. Now, for presenters, you will have co-host abilities during your sessions at the very least. So what that means is when you enter in your rooms, and these rooms will be labeled Zoom 100, Zoom 200, Zoom 300. And when you enter into your rooms, I will greet you, and what I will do is I will provide you co-hosting level permissions within those rooms. And what that will give you within Zoom are the standard screen sharing and the like. What you won't have with co-hosting permissions are things like breakout rooms. Now, that's not a problem. If you need breakout rooms, you just let me know, and I will provide you the full scale permissions of being a host in that regard. But, you know, the simple thing is most of our sessions don't necessarily require breakout rooms. Sometimes they do, but the default essentially is to provide you co-hosting abilities. So consider that you will have screen sharing. You'll be able to share anything you want, whether it be PowerPoint slides, whether it be videos, audio, what have you. That is totally up to you. Now, there will be, at just about all times, concurrent sessions alongside you, and at most times there will be 3. So if you're in room Zoom 200, there'll be somebody in 100 and somebody in 300. And I will be tending to those sessions as well at the same time. So if there is anything that comes up, a technological snafu, a little hurdle that we have to get by, or some kind of assistance that you need utilizing Zoom or anything else, I will tend to each room as quickly as I can and just keep on navigating through the rooms. I will have all the rooms up at one time in front of me on my screens. So that's not a problem. Compared to what we did this past June when we were navigating COVID for the first time, we had 6 sessions going at the same time. So an Oceania conference with just 3 sessions is going to be like a walk in the park, knock on wood. So we'll see how all that goes. But rest assured, if something goes wrong, don't worry, I will be there. I'll be present and I'll help you out. So what you're going to be doing from an attendee perspective. And this holds true for the presenters as well. You need to go through this process too. But in order to access a room, you will need to pre-register for every session that you desire to participate in. Now, if you look at the conference program and you're not sure which one you want to participate in, there are 2 or 3 sessions at the 1 p.m. time that look fantastic. Well, just register for all 3 and then make that determination when the conference comes around. Don't worry about that. You can register for as many as you want. You can register for multiple sessions within the same time slot. It doesn't matter. The main thing is that you do pre-register for these sessions. And the reason being is we're doing that for a security feature. So having you pre-register for these sessions is just a little thing that we can do that creates a firewall for us and for you between us and anybody with any malicious intent out there. So I thank you in advance for working with us in those security features and pre-registering for the sessions. So now I'm going to take you through really quickly how to pre-register for these sessions. It's very fast, and in fact it's very efficient in terms of getting this information onto your personal calendars, which is really kind of critical with the time zones that we're dealing with here. We're utilizing Australian Eastern Time here. That's in Brisbane, which is different from even the same longitude of, say, Sydney, for example. They're 1 hour ahead of Brisbane, so even within the same longitude, there are differences. Now, our conference attendees are spanning 23 of the 24 possible time zones on the Earth in terms of a 24-hour clock. We are spanning as far as New Zealand on one side and wrapping ourselves all the way around the world to the other side of the international date line to Hawaii. So this is truly a global conference, and it is imperative that we all know what time zones we are operating in when these sessions take place, both presenters and attendees alike. So this will also help you along those lines. So enough talking from me in terms of all that, prefacing everything. Let's get into actually how to pre-register for your sessions and that you're presenting in those sessions that you would desire to attend. Okay, so let's get into pre-registering for your sessions that you're presenting, as well as any sessions that you desire to attend. Now, again, presenters and attendees alike must go through this process. So I'm on our website now at MOBTS.org, and I'm going to go to the Oceania section of the header menu, and then click on the conference program. Now, you have this exact link to the conference program in the most recent email that I sent you as authors, so you can access it there. You can get it from our website, wherever you would like. I'm going to click on that program there, and here I am. This is the full program. Now, the last time I sent this out, only one of these 2 titles here were highlighted with hyperlinks, and it was the second one. So there are a few kind of odds and ends here that you do need to be aware about. If you're looking to get to the actual conference or session, I should say, abstract, you want to use this italicized link here. So clicking on this italicized link here is going to take me to the abstract, the authors, their institution, and so on. And I can go back to the full program here. In order to pre-register for sessions, you want to click on the bold link, the first one here. So when I go to click on this first session here, this takes me to the conference pre-registration page for this specific session, utilizing virtual reality for engaging students. The time, January 27th, 2021 at 10 a.m. in Brisbane. Keep in mind, this is being listed in Brisbane. Now, that you can change your time zone here if you want to. However, your email calendar should import this correctly into the time zone that you are currently situated in. That is how it typically works. You will want to double check that, but you should be able to import that into your calendar without changing this time zone in any way. So I'm going to go back to the conference program here. I'm just going to hit the back button here. So I'm back at the full program. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind when you're doing this, when you're building out your calendar, when you're pre-registering for these sessions, don't left-click on these links, okay? Because if you left-click, you're leaving the conference program, and it's going to be a little bit of a pain for you to kind of hit back buttons to get back. Either right-click and open link in a new tab here, okay? Or your other option is if you have a wheel on your mouse, center click the wheel. And that's the same thing as an open a new tab in your browsers. So you can either right click, open new tab, or on the wheel of your mouse, center click, and that will automatically open those tabs. So what you might want to do in this scenario would be to go through here and say, well, I want to attend the blindfolded obstacle course in a blended Zoom and bricks and mortar classroom, and center click on that one and leave that tab open. And I want to attend the How Do We Pursue Professional Development for Female Leadership in Times of Crisis. Center click on that one, and again, you can see here that the new tab has opened. And just go on down the list throughout the entire program and open up however many tabs it ends up being, and then proceed to pre-register for those. So let's say I've built out, let's say I have 12 tabs open, whatever it is. I'm just going to use these two as an example. The blindfolded obstacle course. So this is the registration screen here. Now you can share this through social media if you'd like. Now keep in mind, if they have not registered for our conference, they're not going to be able to get access to this, even if they go into this page. They will not have access to the session because our registration database will be linked up to our pre-registration with Zoom. So in order to register for this, it's as simple as can be: first name, last name, email address, and confirming email address. And that's it. I register. Host cannot register. So let's change this for a second. I'll use my personal address, and I will be able to register now. There's a reCAPTCHA setting here just to make sure, again, that there's no bots. A lot of the Zoom bombing, a lot of the impact by Zoom bombers are actually bots. They're scripts that are written in. They're not actually humans that do this. So that's the one way that we can get around that. So I've registered. Great. Okay. Now two things are going to happen. I'm officially registered for this session. The meeting registration has been approved. Now again, time, January 27, 2021, 12 p.m. in Brisbane, okay? I can either right here add it to my calendar, Google Calendar, Outlook Calendar, an ICS file, or Yahoo Calendar. There's this information, everything you see here is also going to be emailed to me. So I don't have to add it to my calendar right now, but I could if I want to. So I'm actually going to open up now, I'm going to show you the email that also gets sent. So you have two options here. You can either add it right to your calendar right from this spot right here, or you can get it from your email. Okay, so I've opened up that email for you, and you can see I've got these side by side. On the left side here, you have the page that we were just looking at where we finished up our conference registration, our pre-registration for this session, and we have the time zone, the time of the session. We can add it to our calendar from Google, Outlook, or Yahoo, and so on. And then this is the email that came just seconds later. Hi, Brandon Charpede, thank you for registering. There's the title of the session. If you have any questions, email myself at brandon@mobts.org. That would obviously be mine also when you're receiving it. And there's the time zone, and then add this to your calendar. Now, I use Outlook, okay? So I'm going to just click on Add to Calendar. That's an ICS file, okay? I've just downloaded an ICS file down here. I'm opening it up here, okay? There's my everything there, okay? Now, look what it did here now. This is very important. I'm in the Eastern time zone here in Florida in the USA. It took that January 27th, 2021 at 1:30 p.m. in Brisbane time that we, I'm sorry, wrong one there. That 12 p.m. in Brisbane time that we just registered for. And now when I've opened up that calendar file, it has adapted it to my Eastern Standard Time Zone here in Florida, of which is January 26th at 9 p.m. So 12 p.m. in Brisbane on the 27th is 9 p.m. on the 26th in the Eastern USA. So everything else looks good. My Zoom link is already ready for me to go. I can click Save, and that's it. It's in my calendar, and it's set to remind me 15 minutes or 1 hour, and then 30, and then 15 minutes, and so on, before that session takes place. It is converted to my personal time zone here and on the East Coast of the USA. I don't need to worry about what time it is in Brisbane. That doesn't matter anymore. No conversions or anything along those lines. and so on. So we can do the same thing here real quick. Again, I'm going to use my Gmail address here. This was for 1:30 time. Now we just did that last one from email. I'm not going to do it from email this time. Let's see what it does when I download an Outlook ICS file directly from the Zoom page here. There it is in my download bar down on the bottom. I just click on it. It's opened it up, and once again, it has converted January 27th, 2021 at 1:30 p.m. in Brisbane is the same as Tuesday, January 26th at 10:30 p.m. on the Eastern Standard Time in the US. So I click Save, and I am done. I've both registered for it within MOBTS and Zoom, and I've now added it to my calendar. Nothing else to do. So it's as simple as that. I know doing that, maybe 10, 12, 15 times, whatever it ends up being, might seem a little tedious, a little monotonous, but trust me, it is for the safety of everybody involved to go through that little step. And if nothing else, it has taken away that time zone calculation that you otherwise would have had to do on your own, and it's allowed your calendar to do it for you. So that's the pre-registration process. It's as simple as can be. Again, all you need to do is head over to our conference program. You can get that through our email that I've sent you. I'll send it again. Or the mobts.org webpage. Click on the bold links here that are at the header of each section. And again, right-click and open a new tab, or center-click, and it'll bring up your registration page. And that's it. Just fill out your name, your email address, and then add it to your calendar, and you're good to go. So that's all there is for the pre-registration process. I do thank you for working with us on this. It is very important for everybody, for the safety of everybody, that we do it this way. Beyond that, I will be in touch with everybody in the days and weeks to come. There'll be much more information to come out regarding our program, regarding any kind of evening socials and things along those lines that we put together, so we can all kind of get to know one another. We do hope that, again, this is the first of many Oceania conferences, and this is the first of many MOBTS conferences, whether they be in Oceania, the United States, or throughout our international programs that we run, that we get to see you. So we will be in touch again. Thank you again for going through this process with me. You may pre-register starting now for any sessions you like. Again, pre-register for as many sessions in the same time slot as you desire, just to have it ready, so you're not scrambling as the sessions take place in terms of wanting to switch from one session to another. That's all. If you need any help, don't hesitate to email me. My email address is here on the bottom, and I will be there for you. I will be able to assist you in anything that you desire, and I look forward to getting back in touch with you soon, and I'll see you soon. Take it easy.